So I'm not gonna be on here for very long today. Um, but the biggest message and download I got is just keep going. I don't know who needs to hear that this morning or whenever you're hearing it, whenever you're listening to this video. But keep going. Um, you might be facing like an uphill battle, but I mean the whole point of it is that it's uphill, right? Um, life may be throwing things at you left and right. Might be dealing with some chaotic energies. Um, but now's the time to just like appreciate how far you've come. You might be in the middle of this hill, but if you look back, you know what I mean, and really peep the whole journey, the whole path that took you to this hill, you are a lot farther than you probably even expected yourself to be. You will be a lot farther than you could ever dream. And you just gotta know that shit. You know, none of this shit is gonna be in vain. None of this shit is in vain. I've been feeling like this heavy like resentment and resistance, you know? And I'm also going through shifts right now. I'm also, you know, tackling day-to-day shit. So I feel like that resistance is really just like the last of my ex paradigm trying to like show face, you know what I mean? And that could be confirmation too, because like you are accelerating and excelling at a rapid rate. You are growing at a rapid rate, you know? And sometimes it's like kind of hard to like, how I'm trying to put it, like it's like you're moving so quickly that like you aren't really processing it in a sense. So like just for example, when people ask me things about myself today, I noticed, because I was just in a conference on Thursday and Friday, and I noticed I was answering my questions like as if I was my old self. So like my responses didn't reflect who I showed up as. You know what I mean? Like I'm showing up in a way like confident energy and, you know what I mean, more assertive and sure of herself, but I'm still talking as if I'm that shy ass teenager that put themselves in a box or felt like they were put in a box, you know? I think now is the time just to reflect and appreciate who you are today and in this moment. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry that things worked out the way that they did in the past for you. You know? I'm sorry that you didn't get that love that you fought so hard for. I'm sorry that you didn't get that recognition that you worked so fucking hard for, you know? The motherfuckers wasn't supposed to see you. They weren't supposed to see you until you left. They were supposed to be left with your energy. You know what I mean? They weren't supposed to see what was in their face. It was lessons for them. You know what I mean? This shit is bigger than us. This shit is bigger than us. I saw that a long time ago in my 20s, my early 20s. These relationships ain't for me. Because I'm honestly not getting shit out of them. You know what I mean? But this motherfucker get to see what true love is. What unconditional love feels like. God put me in this person's life so they can feel that shit. You know what I mean? And whether it was reciprocated or not, I still got God's love regardless. You know? And that's what I'm having to like accept today. And it's like in this very moment. You know what I mean? And that love that I'm getting from God is really, that's me pouring into myself. I'm God. I am. You know what I mean? I'm a goddess. Period. You know? So them moments of loneliness and them moments of silence and solitude, that's for you. You know what I mean? That's the back pour. That in those times, that's when you are getting poured into energetically. You know? And I know sometimes like it doesn't always feel that good. You know? Because like it's like we're humans. We're not meant to be by ourselves. You know? Like in my conference, one of my future coworkers, you know, she's like in her 50s or like I think she's probably like 60 or something like that, you know? And she was just talking about how like she would just love somebody to cuddle with, you know? And I just felt for her. And, you know, I pray that she finds that love. I pray that she finds that companionship. And, you know, reflecting on looking at her, like, it was a mirror to me, you know, because that's really what I desire. That's what we all do, you know. Even the motherfuckers that push people away, even the people that are like menacing to society, like it's like really at one point they really did desire that, but they gave up and they stopped believing. And I pray that that's not you, you know. So if that is, you know, I hope this added some perspective to things, you know. I feel for you, you know. None of this shit is gonna be in vain though, you know. But don't resent the love that you gave. Don't resent the nurturing energy that you gave. Don't resent the hard work that you put out there, you know. Like I was listening to a video and she was talking about that, how many centimeters was it from gold? You know, the dude was digging for gold for all them fucking years and then gave up. And then the next nigga that came only had to, you feel me, like dig a few more centimeters and boom, you know what I mean? He got the gold mine that this man was working so hard for. Don't give up, you know? Them relationships weren't supposed to work out, but they were supposed to teach you something so that you can become a better person for whoever is supposed to be in your life, you know? But that person ain't gonna come if you aren't receptive to the energy. These opportunities aren't gonna come if you aren't receptive to the energy, you know? Just because some shit didn't work out the first time don't mean it's not going to. Don't mean it's not supposed to. You know what I mean? Maybe it was something that you just needed to tweak real quick to get it right. You know? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, 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 YouTuber. You know? But yeah, I just wanted to like just address these like feelings that I've been feeling that, you know, I just feel like that was just, it was a download from the divine, you know? A lot of us are dealing with this shit. A lot of us are tired, you know? But for good reason, you know what I mean? And you planted a lot of seeds. You planted a lot of seeds since the spring, like in the spring and fall season. I mean, the spring and summer seasons, you know what I mean? And now that we about to fall back, now it's time to just water and nurture it, you know? That hard work that you put in this year, you gonna see that shit, you gonna see those flowers bud next summer, you know? Like I was saying in, well, I think I was on my story. I don't think I had said it on YouTube or whatever, but a wash pot never boils, my nigga. Like, and I'm the main person that's always washing the pot. For real, like, I be having to tell myself that because, like, I'll work out, and then as soon as I come home from working out, I'm about to get in the shower. I get out the shower and I just stare at myself in the mirror, like, expecting myself to be, like, 10 pounds lighter. Like, damn, give your body a chance to process. I really had to, like, fight through, like, my insecurities this morning and just really stand in front of the mirror and admire myself. And I had to, what are we tripping over? What are we tripping over? Like, what the fuck are you? You're not a bodybuilder. You're not a stripper anymore. You're not doing anything. You're not a fucking model. You know what I mean? But you have a perfect fucking body. Your skin is fucking perfect. Like, you are perfect. And I love you. Stop doing this to her. For real, I be having to check myself about myself. Like, why are we doing this to us this morning? You know? Like, I've been talking to a friend a lot about just battling those fucking intrusive thoughts. Like, it's like when I wake up in the morning, I feel like my brain tries to find something to be mad about. Like, bro, we just woke up. What's up? Like, why are we picking us apart this morning, you know? So on my walk, I just start focusing on what I do want. The life that I do want, the life that I do have that I'm appreciative for, you know? Everything that I have built for myself, everything that I am standing in this fucking moment, I am so proud of her, you know? I wrote a letter to my fucking 15, 16-year-old self at the conference last week, and like, I did this visualization of me in that moment, what I was wearing that day, and a 16-year-old version of myself. I took me from one of my MySpace pictures. Hate to age myself, but yes, MySpace, my nigga. We were popping on MySpace. Nigga, I was popping on MySpace. I was popping on Facebook. Nigga, I'm popping everywhere. What's up? Anyways, but I sat across myself and like we just were examining each other and we just got up and hugged each other. And then I let her, I remember telling her that like it might not seem like it right now, but we ended up making it out. We made it out. You know? I don't know how old my audience is. It's definitely not no teenagers because I don't make this for kids because I cuss too much and you know. But thinking about my 15, 16-year-old self, like my heart sank because like she was going through a lot of emotional shit, you know? Like it was a lot of shit going on and I just feel for teens because it's a lot that goes on in their lives and that they can't control and they can't do shit about it, you know? And, you know, like, she was going through way more emotional bullshit at 16 than she is at 35. I'll tell you that fucking much. And it's a blessing. We make it out, you know? So, and maybe that's another download to whoever needs to hear this. Like, believe it or not, baby, you make it out. Look yourself in the fucking mirror and tell yourself that shit and reassure yourself. We make it out. This is only a phase. This is only a valley. You know what I mean? Before the major peak. We got this. You got this. You know? I hope you pour into yourself today. I hope you tell yourself that you love yourself today. Tell a friend that you love them. Whisper that shit to a flower if you walking past one. You feel me? Hug a tree. No. Hey, I mean, that's nothing to laugh at because, you know, I adopt trees and shit like that. They are the ancestors. So, shout out to everybody in the chat. But, you know, I just wanted to come on and, you know how I do. Y'all be waking up with dreams now. Hey, waking up to me. So I can serve you this soul food. I really do need to come up with a schedule so that I'm like more consistent. But then with my work schedule and shit like that, some mornings I can do it, some mornings I can't. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. You know what I mean? So I love y'all though. I love y'all. I hope like these messages did pour into you in the best way and could help you, you know, get through your week. It should be hard, man. This day-to-day shit be hard. Trying to be, especially if you just like on a spiritual journey, if you're on a healing journey, trying to like deflect from, oh, look at the kitty. Look at the cat. What's up? What's up? We're like, bitch, get out my face. You know, it's hard to like stay positive and try to, you know, like you can say as many affirmations as you want to. You can do as many guided meditations as you want to. You could, you know, keep turning the other cheek and alchemizing and doing shit, but life's still happening. You know what I mean? So I hope you holding up. You know what I mean? I hope you putting God first, putting yourself first, putting your family after that. You know what I mean? You first, then the fucking kids. Period. I love my baby, but he has to come after me, or else I'm not gonna be able to show up for him the way that I need to. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm sending you lots of love, positive healing energy. And I will tap back in with y'all on the next one. Again, this is your girl, Barbie Drees. Drees the Black Barbie, the hostess of spirituality, leading all you bitches to the promised land, myself included. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.